What is going on, everybody? My nickname on the internet is just Yellow. I'm a Norwegian hardcore PC gamer. I've been that for a lot of years, and today this guy is gonna talk about Titanfall and the fact that you can see this video in 4K, and why watching this video in 4K compared to 1080p, it looks a lot better. Even if you only have a 1080p screen, it actually looks better despite just 1080p. And yeah, I'm gonna go over just gaming quality, video quality in general, and why it's important to rather go for 4K than 1080p, and all that kind of stuff. I just want to clarify this because apparently a lot of people don't know how all of this stuff works, and so I want to enlighten you so that you will be a little bit more on edge compared to your rivals in gaming in the coming future. So that being said, let's get to the stuff. But first, I just want to explain the gameplay. I'm running flawless Titanfall shotgun because I wanted to do a prestige, so I had no choice. I was forced to use this shitty gun, apparently. That's a strange mechanic, but I'll forgive it because the game is running smooth and it looks really good in 4K, for example. But why I wanted to question this to begin with, that I want to clarify too. Somebody said that if you take raw footage of 1080p, aka the 1080p recording of your game, and you render it out in 4K and upload it to YouTube, it's not gonna look any better than 1080p. Well, Sherlock Holmes, let me tell you something, because you just shat on yourself. YouTube actually re-renders what I render, which means that the video I upload, which I've spent a lot of time on making, it has actually been reverted into just 70% of its initial glory, which means that it's easier for YouTube to maintain, store, upload, etc. And that's economical, and they're going to not waste so much resources. I mean, all that stuff is fine, but in the end of the day, if I then render it out in 4K, you're literally going to get more of the raw file than compared to 1080p. And you can test this to yourself if you're by some reason are sitting on a 4K monitor or a 1080p monitor. If you're sitting on 1080p, click on 1080p, watch this video, and just randomly click around. Then increase this to 4K. Looks a lot better. Looks a lot more like the initial file, but the initial file still look insanely much better, so don't let them try and fool you. But that being said, that's just me pointing out and giving you an actual way to test out how that shit works. As I'm just rolling over these guys, I'm apparently really good with the 40mm. Can't wait to play with it again when I get some more time to play this game. You know, I'm just playing a lot of CSGO by now, and I'm ranking up, like, I think I'm like 3 ranks away from my goal or something, and it's like insanely high, so I'm really happy about that. But that's not important. What is important is freaking quality, and that's actually really pretty much related towards freaking Counter-Strike Go. Because I find it really frustrating whenever I'm in like a long-range battle in that game with a pistol, and I just know that if I had 4 times the more clarity of the footage I'm playing and looking at, aka the game itself is looking 4 times sharper, aka it's fucking 4K, I know that I would be able to aim a little bit better at my enemies long distance with a pistol, for example. Hell, even an AK-47, the M4A1, anything, if I had 4K to play and to look on. Thus far, there is no really good monitor related towards gaming, hardcore gaming, professional gaming, that is running 4K, and hell, there's probably no freaking system that's going to be able to output like 120 frames in 4K to a 120 frames monitor, or hertz monitor, rather, and stuff like that, so it's not even a freaking subject yet. But you know what? If I could be able to look at stuff a little bit more like in reality, I would probably be able to take a shot a little bit better. And when you also take into consideration that in a game, bullets are usually a little bit more accurate than in reality, not in CSGO though, but in Call of Duty, for example, or Battlefield, for example, games like those, it's just really freaking poor to think that people are thinking that 4K is not gonna help. It's even worse, taking into consideration that I've actually like looked at very, very small, almost cherry-picked studies of middle-aged men trying to see and look at, damn, these enemies are really trying to get to me, huh? Well, too bad they're dead and doomed and stuff like that. But yeah, like, I've actually gone on and looked at tests where people, I believe it was like 12 people. It was just about nobody, and it was like middle-aged men mostly, and on top of this, all of their eyesight vision could have been completely different, just completely different. Anyways, 1/3 went for 720p. They said that that was probably 1080p, and then 1/3 said that 1080p is 1080p, and then 1/3 said that 4K is 1080p. And then again, they had more tests to confirm what was 4K and what was 720p. And in the end of the day, I know that I have perfect eyesight. I know that if I were to look at a completely, like, realistic picture that was hung up on a wall, like, properly printed out, and then I was looking at, like, for example, the copy that was printed on, or not printed, put onto a computer digitally, I would see difference. I would be able to see that the actual raw image would look a lot better in compared to the digital image, because there's physically less I can see. I mean, that's pretty much what this is all about. If I can physically see more stuff compared to reality in in game, then I'm going to pretty much be able to look just like in reality. So for people with good eyesight, I guess 4K is going to be really good. If not, dude, get yourself like some reading glasses or something. It's going to help you tremendously in regards towards gaming. So that being said, I guess I just wanted to get across exactly how this shit works. And I mean, like, I know exactly why this stuff works because of data that, for example, supports the matter of fact that you have several hundred megapixels of just raw eye sensor power. That's going to help you in your daily life to be able to see stuff clear and stuff like that. And so why wouldn't 4K help you compared to 1080p? It's ridiculous. And some people claiming the opposite. It's just insane. So yeah, just wanted to get that across the board. Hopefully you enjoyed this video here. I was really pulling on all the strings here to be able to get this match put together and shit on the enemy team. And thus far, compared to my teammates and compared to the enemy team, I was really a really kick-ass time. Anyways, my nickname on the internet is just Yellow, and your support is appreciated. I think it would favor you because I upload a link on Twitter and Facebook whenever I have new videos up. So if you want to get them when they're fresh, just follow me on those. I would actually prefer you go on Twitter, just because Facebook is unreliable. Anyways, nickname is Yellow, shares and likes are greatly appreciated. And as always, have a nice day and don't get beastified.